No, it's not Ghosted Clear. I don't know my flowers. Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? All's fair in love and poetry. Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I do lots of Taylor Swift unboxing videos and general Taylor Swift videos and travel videos. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, it'd be so cool if you could like and subscribe. If you're returning here, hi, thank you so much for returning. Today's video, it is one that has been requested a lot, and it is a Tortured Poets Department one, and it is me unboxing the vinyl finally. So I'm so sorry for the delay with this video. I did try to get it out as soon as possible, but basically I've just been so busy with work and stuff. The lighting has not been great. It was so cloudy at the weekend. The vinyl didn't come on like the day it came. It was very, very chaotic, but we are here now and we are ready to go unbox some vinyl. So let's do it. So we're going to start off with the general pressing of this. The general pressing of the Tortured Poets Department is the Ghosted White. This is available pretty much everywhere if you have a look around, and it has this label on. Do be careful when you're buying this if you want this one or the Target edition when you're looking around, because basically it has the exact same cover. The only difference is the hype sticker on it. This is the one for the Ghosted, no it's not, yeah, this is the one for the Ghosted White. I was like, Ghosted Clear? No, Ghosted White. I keep getting confused between them. It's so yeah, this is the Ghosted White one, so do be careful when you are buying these. Just like make sure you check basically that it's the right one you are after. There are also different variants as well, as you can see behind me. They have different covers, but the Target edition and the Ghosted White, they are the exact same cover and they have the same track of the manuscript on it. Now I have already unboxed, yesterday I actually unboxed my Ghosted Clear version of this. No, it's not Ghosted Clear. I unboxed my Ghosted White version of this because I did order the signed version. I was very lucky that I managed to get the signed version from Taylor's UK store. Honestly, I was just on the website when it came out, because basically it came out on the US store first, and I was just checking the UK website to see when it had come out. So I'm going to show you this one that we've already opened earlier. So this is the Ghosted White one. Now on the front cover, obviously you've got the gorgeous picture of Taylor. This is the Tortured Poets Department cover that you're going to see on streaming. At the current time of recording, we have no vinyl and no CD for the Tortured Poets Department anthology. So if you missed it, basically Taylor released an extra 15 tracks only on streaming at the current moment in time, and this is the anthology collection. So essentially it's kind of like the Midnight 3 AM edition, where she kind of surprise released the tracks. Now personally I love this, because obviously when we bought this we knew what we were buying. We knew we were buying the Tortured Poets Department, and I know some people haven't been happy that technically they've only got half the album, but I don't see it as having half the album. I see it as you got the album that you wanted to get, and if it had been on this, so it had been the rest of the tracks on here, it would have leaked. And I think it was a really nice surprise at 2 AM for obviously in Eastern, but for 7 AM here in the UK, that we got those extra tracks. Like, it was a complete surprise, so it was a lot of fun. So I'm actually secretly really glad she did that. Obviously I would love a physical version in the future, even if it is just one of the anthology tracks, but yeah, I would really love that, because obviously I'm a Taylor Swift collector. And also the fact it's got the same cover though as the Black Dog does annoy me a little bit, if we're being really, really critical, because whenever I post videos, people are like, how have you got the anthology? I do not, it's the Black Dog. Let me tell you the track list. So the track list for this version, so you got the cover of Taylor on the front, so it's the white background, and then the black and white picture of Taylor on the bed, and it says the Tortured Poets Department. Now the exterior of it is like kind of like a normal vinyl. It's just kind of like not matte, but just a nice quality, and then the inner bit is really, really shiny, the bit of Taylor. On the back you've got this black and white picture of Taylor with the lyrics "I love you, it's ruining my life," obviously from Fortnite, and then you've got the track list. So here is the track list there. You've got side A, Fortnite feats Post Malone, The Tortured Poets Department, My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys and Down Bad. Side B, So Long London, But Daddy I Love Him, Fresh Out the Slammer, Florida feat Florence the Machine. Side C, Guilty as Sin, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, and LOML. And side D, you've got I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, The Alchemy, Clara Bow, and then the bonus track, The Manuscript. And then it says at the top, file name, The Manuscript. And this is the same both for the Ghosted White and the Phantom Clear. Whew. So as I said, I ordered this signed one from Taylor's online store, so you open this up and you've got this gorgeous signed picture of Taylor. So I'm very, very lucky that I managed to get this. I'm really, really thankful, and it's got a gorgeous heart on as well. I definitely need to get a frame for this because I got the signed version of the Dre Green Midnights. I never managed to get a frame, so I need to find a good frame for this so I can put it up on my wall because it's so beautiful, and I'm just so thankful that I managed to get it because I absolutely adore the Torture Poets department. So this is the signed insert. We'll just put her to the side for safekeeping for the current moment in time so I can show you the rest of the album. So this is what you're going to get in all the versions of the Ghosted White. So first up, you've got an introductory poem by Stevie Nicks. Now in the CD, this introductory poem is actually behind the physical CD, whereas in this version on vinyl, it's more like a book, and it's actually got the handwritten ones. So the handwritten version of Stevie Nicks' poem. Now I'm going to read this out to you, but I'm going to read it out from the CD because it's easier to read because it's typed up, whereas compared to handwritten letters. So let me get that out. It is here in the CD. Thankfully we've got one to hand. There we go. So I'm just going to read it out of here because it's just so much easier to read off here. So it says, September 13th, 8:50, a poem by Stevie Nicks. He was in love with her, or at least she thought so. She was broken-hearted. Maybe he was too. Neither of them knew. She was way too hot to handle. He was way too hard to try. He couldn't even see her. He wouldn't open his eyes. She was on her way to the stars. He didn't say goodbye. She looked back from her future and shed a few tears. He looked into his past and actually felt fear. For both of them, the answers would never be ever clear. Don't ask questions now, do that later. She brings joy, he brings Shakespeare. It's almost a tragedy, said she. Don't endanger me, don't endanger me. Really can't answer her, he's afraid of her. He's hiding from her, and he knows that he's hurting her. She tells the truth, she writes about it. She's an informer, he's an ex-lover. There's nothing there for her, she's already gone. There's nothing that can stop her. She was just flying through the clouds where he saw her. She was just making her way to the stars when he lost her. And then it says you, T, and me. So yeah, that is just reading it off the CD just because it's easy to read, but it is really cool in the vinyl that it does start with this introductory poem and it's actually the handwritten one. And that is what I love so much about the different versions, whether you get it on CD, vinyl or cassette, is that they are all really, really different. So you can see there that introductory poem. And then you've got this. So this is unlike any other gatefold you've probably seen before, at least what I've seen, is the fact that it's like a book. So this book is actually attached into it. It's not like with Midnights where they had a lyric booklet. Now most vinyl, you don't really get a lyric booklet with them. What happens is the sleeve for the actual vinyl seem to contain the lyrics on them, but for this you've got a full lyric booklet like pressed inside essentially, which I think is really, really cool. It's very impressive and it just makes it worth the money for me personally. So I bought this one from Taylor's online store. Now because it was the signed version, I think it was about £44-ish, but if you bought it from her store it was around £34, so it was a bit more expensive for the signed version this time, and if you buy it from places like independent record stores or HMV it is more expensive too. So you've got this here, so you've got the introductory poem and then you've got this white page, the beginning of like this booklet inside with the Torture Poets Department logo in like a grey. It says the Torture Poets Department by Taylor Swift, Republic Records 2024, and it is very much in the format of like a book, like the opening title of a book. So let's open it up. So this book inside is very, very similar to the lyric booklet that is inside the CDs. And if you want to see all of my CD unboxings as well, I will link that. Well, I'll put the whole Torture Poets Department playlist in one place so you can see all the videos if you want to see the rest. So first up, we've got the lyrics to Fortnight. We've got a picture of Taylor there. She's holding some flowers. I think they're roses, but someone did also say that in one of the pictures she's holding baby's breath. Now, I don't know my flowers. So if anyone wants to identify the flowers, if any of you are florists or garden people, please feel free to try identify the flowers because I cannot. And then we've got a picture of Taylor and Post Malone. It's like a Polaroid, and then we have another picture of Taylor holding these flowers, and then you've got the lyrics to Fortnight. Now Fortnight is featuring Post Malone and it's written by Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff and Austin Post. If you don't know, Austin Post is Post Malone's real name, because obviously his real name is not Post, then Malone. His name's Austin Post, which I think is quite a nice name. Next up on the next page is a white background on both of these pages. It is the Torture Poets Department, the actual song, and it's written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. And interestingly, the numbers on this, rather than them being like 1, 2, 3, 4, they're actually in Roman numerals. So this one's obviously got the I and then the II, and then once we get to 5, it'll be like a V. You know the drill by now. You know that. And then we also, have My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys, and that was solo written by Taylor Swift. Next up, we have But Daddy I Love Him, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. Now, it's a lot harder to show vinyl, actually. Oh no, we don't have that. we missed a page. We missed a page, everybody. Okay, I was thinking, I was like, oh, that was a surprise. So we have Down Bad here, and on this page, instead of it having a white background, you got this full picture of Taylor, black and white picture. She's wearing a white shirt and she's kind of looking down. And Down Bad was written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. Then we've got So Long London. So for this, you've got a picture of Taylor in the middle in the shape of a rectangle. It says So Long at the top, and then London is underneath that, and the words London are actually upside down. This was written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner, and it's got some handwritten lyrics in here saying, "And my friends said it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair." So you've got those handwritten lyrics on there, which I think is a super cute touch to the lyric booklet. I definitely still do miss the secret messages that she used to do in her first few albums, where she would capitalise random letters to do like a little secret message, but I do really like these handwritten lyrics in this. I think it just makes it extra special going through the lyric booklet. Next up we've got But Daddy I Love Him, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner, and what is interesting about this is that the lyrics, rather than being in their normal format of just like, you know, like a rectangle basically, they're actually in the shape of an hourglass. But in the CDs, and I imagine it's going to be the same for the vinyl, they're all in different shapes, which I think is really, really interesting. I'm not sure what this could mean, but I definitely think it's interesting that they're in a different shape. We've also got some handwritten lyrics. Too high a horse for a simple girl to rise above it. So you've got some handwritten lyrics on there, and this page is a white blank one as well, just with those lyrics on. And then we have another picture of Taylor on the next page, and you've got some handwritten lyrics saying, "I just learned these people only raise you to cage you," and you've got this gorgeous picture of Taylor there holding flowers. Are they the baby's breath or are they the roses? Let me know, because I feel like some of you will know better than me, and this is the picture that I said kind of looked like a wedding-y style one. Next up, we've got Fresh Out the Slammer, written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff, and you've got a black and white picture of Taylor kind of with her head kind of to the side. So she's her back is facing the camera, her head's to the side. Then you've got Florida, written by Taylor Swift and Florence Welch, so that's obviously Florence and the Machine. You've got a Polaroid there of Taylor and Florence at the top. Florence is close to the camera and then Taylor's just behind her. And you've got lyrics here saying, "Yes, I'm haunted, but I'm feeling just fine. All my girls got their lace and their crimes," and then you've also got a skull and crossbone that she's drawn there, and those lyrics are actually on top of a picture of Taylor with her hands in her hair. Next up the page, this is a full 2-page one for Guilty as Sin. The page is black on this. This was written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. On that page you've got the lyrics. On the next page you've got a picture of Taylor back towards the camera. The sleeve of her dress is kind of fallen down, and then she's sort of have a side view of her towards the camera. Next up we have another full page of Taylor, this time with handwritten lyrics, so you can see there. And those handwritten lyrics are, "So I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch as I scream. Who's afraid of little old me? You should be." So that's those lyrics there. And then we have the lyrics for Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, written solely by Taylor Swift. And then I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. I feel like that's the baby's breath. So there's just some pictures of some flowers there, and I don't recognise them as roses. So to me, that says baby's breath. Also, you may be thinking, Rachel, I really like your cardigan today. Thank you. It is the Touch Post one. It came really quickly. So shout out to the merch team. Next up, we've got the lyrics for LOML, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. And you've got this picture of Taylor that kind of looks like an award show, kind of prom style picture of her wearing a black dress, like an off the shoulder kind of dress. And she's holding some flowers that look like they've kind of wilted seems right. And then on the next page you've got I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. You've got 2 pictures of Taylor's with lyrics on the top that say, "You know you're good, but you can do it with a broken heart." So there's some gorgeous pictures of Taylor. Next up we've got The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner, and the Alchemy lyrics written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. And in the middle of these 2 pages is a picture of Taylor kind of hunched over, looking sort of backwards. And then you've got the lyrics, "And I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive the smallest man who ever lived." So you've got those lyrics there. Sorry, it's so hard to show you all when it's a vinyl, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best today. And then let's turn over. We've got the lyrics to Clara Bow, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner, and I love these photos. So you've got 4 kind of square pictures of Taylor in this lovely black lace robe, and then on the next page to it you've also got a large picture of Taylor in this black lace robe, which is so beautiful. I really love that picture. Then we've got on the last page, we've got this picture of Taylor. It's very much kind of like prom sort of background. I don't know how to describe it because it kind of looks like, you know, like those smoky backgrounds you see on like school pictures. It looks like that. She's wearing a black bandeau top and a black skirt, and on top of that picture you've then got another 3 pictures of her kind of closer up though. And then you've got the lyrics to the manuscript. Now unlike the rest of them where the lyrics are typed up, the lyrics to the manuscript are actually handwritten, and the manuscript was written solely by Taylor Swift. So you can see there all of the lyrics to the manuscript are handwritten on this page. So there are 2 white sheets of paper with them handwritten. Then on the last page, rather than having an album prologue, it's almost like she's done an album epilogue. Epilogue. That sounds right. So it's got a summary poem by Taylor Swift. So this is just sum up the album. Really, you presumably read this after you've finished the album. And I love this because we've never had this before with Taylor. She's always done a prologue at the start of the album. Obviously this time we've got that poem by Stevie Nicks, but it's definitely interesting. And I saw a theory basically being like, she's put it at the end of this to show that it is the end of a chapter. And I really, really love that. So I'll read this out to you. The pages are like a grey, and then you've got this picture of Taylor kind of looking back towards the camera. In summation, at this hearing, I stand before my fellow members of the Tortured Poets Department with a summary of my findings, a debrief, a detailed rewinding, for the purpose of warning, for the sake of reminding. As you might all unfortunately recall, I have been struck with a case of restricted humanity, which explains my plea here today of temporary insanity. You see, the pendulum swings, oh, the chaos it brings, leads the caged beast to do the most curious things. Lovers spend years denying what's ill-fated, resentment rotting away, galaxies we created, stars placed and glued meticulously by hand next to the ceiling fan. Tried wishing on comets, tried dimming the shine, tried to orbit his planet, some stars never align. And in one conversation, I tore down the whole sky. Spring sprung forth with dazzling freedom hues, then a crash from the skylight bursting through. Something old, someone hallowed, who told me he could be brand new. And so I was out the oven and into the microwave, out of the slammer and into a tidal wave. How gallant to save the Empress from her gilded tower. Swinging a sword he could barely lift, but loneliness struck at that fateful hour, low-hanging fruit on his wine-stained lips. He never even scratched the surface of me. None of them did. In summation, it was not a love affair. I screamed while bringing my fist to my coffee ring desk. It was a mutual manic phase. It was self-harm. It was house, and then cardiac arrest. A smirk creeps onto this poet's face because it's the worst men that I write best. And so, I enter into evidence my tarnished coat of arms, my muses acquired like bruises, my talismans and charms, the tick, tick, tick of love bombs, my veins of pitch black ink. All's fair in love and poetry. Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department. So that is the full in summation poem, the summary poem by Taylor Swift to finish off this album, and that is the last page actually of this version. Now, let me show you the vinyl. I can't believe we've got this far into the video and I'm not even showing you the vinyl. So on these sleeves of the vinyl, you've got handwritten lyrics of Fortnite feat Post Malone. So 3 of these are obviously Taylor's handwriting, but there is one here that looks like it's Post Malone's handwriting, and I did ask a Post Malone fan and they confirmed it was Post Malone's handwriting. So unless they are wrong, that is Post Malone's handwriting on here. And then on the reverse side, it's kind of like a file. It says file name, the manuscript, and then it's got a little picture of Taylor, and then on top of it is Sharpie on that picture of Taylor saying the Tortured Poets Department, and the picture of Taylor is her in the studio with like those headphones on, and it looks like she's playing a piano, but the piano is out of shot. This has side A and side B on, and it's also got some little paw prints on there, obviously for the Black Dog version. Let's open her up. This is the Ghosted White. So this is a gorgeous colour. Now I would say with this, it's kind of more like a cream rather than a white. It's not marbled in any way, it's completely opaque, this one, but I definitely say it was more of a cream than a white. I wouldn't say it was a complete white. You've got this first side, so this is side A. Now rather than the tracks being very, very visible on this, they're not really that visible, and the inner bits are the same on both sides. So it says file name, the manuscript, side A, Fortnite feat Post Malone, the Tortured Poets Department, my boy only breaks his favourite toys, I'm down bad. And again, it's all kind of fitting with that file sort of theme. So it's very, very on theme. Even though it's a bit simple for the inner sleeve, it's very on theme. And then side B, you've got So Long London, But Daddy I Love Him, Fresh Out the Slammer, and Florida feat Florence the Machine. So that is that inner bit there. And then you can see the full vinyl there. And let's get the next one too. 2. And I'm super excited to see the different versions of these because I've only opened this version and the Phantom Clear so far, which has obviously both been like the same version. It'll be like Midnight's the Lavender edition was very, very similar to the Moonstone Blue edition, minus hits different. So I think the other ones will be quite different, like the CDs. So here we've got side C. Again, it's this gorgeous kind of white, but I would say it's a cream. Definitely when you're looking up, so you know when you're looking, you see it marbling. When I'm looking at it right now, it does look quite like a cream colour. So you've got Guilty as Sin, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, and LOML. So that's side C. And on side D, you've got I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, The Alchemy, Clara Bow, and then the bonus track of the Manuscript. So this is the vinyl there. It is really, really gorgeous. I do really like it. It's very pretty. So we'll pop you back in there. And then on this sleeve, you've also got like coffee, like a coffee like ring. Or a tea ring, whatever you want to describe it as, but you know how you get on desks if you leave like mugs there. Always use a coaster, everybody. That is a sign to use a coaster, but obviously that is done on purpose because in the summary poem she did say about the coffee stained desk, so I do really like that. And that is the ghosted white version of the Torture Pose department. Next up, I'm going to go in with the Albatross. So this is one we're actually going to be unboxing. So obviously with that last one, I had already looked at it yesterday to look at the signature inside and mainly to check that it was signed, but we are going to be unboxing this one, obviously with my very handy cuticle cutters. As you can see, the Albatross does have a different cover, so it's got this grey background, and then in the middle is a picture of Taylor with the sea behind her and her back kind of facing towards the camera and her looking around dramatically. It is a very dramatic cover, I love it. And then you've got the hype sticker at the top saying that it has the manuscript on it. It says 24-page book-bound jacket with unique photos and 3 handwritten lyrics and 2 smoke grey vinyl discs with the bonus track, the Albatross. So I will be keeping the hype sticker. A lot of people ask me why do I keep the hype sticker, and the reason I do that is simply because I like to put it on the outer sleeve. I really like keeping the hype sticker. It kind of makes it look more official, and if you are reselling it, sometimes it can resell for slightly more if you have the hype sticker on it, because it's obviously official if you kind of got that. So I like to keep it, and I love putting it on. So basically with these, I'm all going to replace them with a polythene sleeve on the outside, and then the actual LP, I'll put them in an anti-static sleeve, because obviously you've got to protect those vinyl. And then the back cover for this, you've got a black and white picture of Taylor looking down with the lyrics, Am I Allowed to Cry? And for anyone curious, this vinyl was made in Germany. Same one for the Ghosted White. I'm pretty sure all of these vinyl were made in Germany. File name, the Albatross. Now, it's hard to see this, so let's go unbox it. Cuticle cutters, I've discovered, are a revelation when it comes to opening these things. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Just obviously be extra careful. I also use them on my CD, and it works, so we love them. So I never keep them in this sleeve because basically shrink wrap can shrink over time and it can damage the outside of the record, so you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting your records because they can be quite fragile. So we'll just take her off, and obviously I'll preserve the hype sticker to then put on another sleeve. And this is what it looks like. So on the outside, it's got this like gorgeous picture of Taylor that's kind of like, it's this grey. The grey is kind of like more like a normal vinyl. It's not like shiny as such, whereas the inner bit is shiny, so it's a slightly different kind of like printed material, if that makes sense. And then on the back you've got it, and it's just that same kind of like matte-ish sort of one. So I've not actually opened this before. I don't know if the lyric booklet's different. I know it was different inside the CD, so I'm hoping it's different inside of this because it just makes it more fun for people like me who collect. So first up, we've got the summary poem. Now the background behind the summary poem is different. It is a darker colour there, but the actual poem itself is on that white page still. I will save you me reading the poem again for you, but it's the introductory poem by Stevie Nicks, and it's the exact same one, but behind the white pages is a darker background. And then for this front page that I described as like the front page of a book, like a title page for a book, it's a grey and then a lighter grey with the Torture Poets Department logo. The Torture Poets Department, it says, by Taylor Swift, and then Republic Records 2024. So again, like a book. Is this going to be different? I really hope so, because I love it when it's different. It's just exciting. Okay. The pages are quite thick, like surprisingly, so I'm gonna make sure I don't like. Oh, okay, no, that is just how thick that was just how thick the page was. Okay, so it is different inside, which is so exciting. So it's like the CD, it's different inside. So all of these have a grey background where it was white in the previous one, it's grey in this. I love that they're different inside. It just makes it so much more fun for collectors when there are big variants in it. My favourite thing I love is when there's a different cover, but I definitely love it when there's different bits inside too. So first up, you've got 3 pictures of Taylor like before. So this one is that one I've described as that wedding dress one, which is wearing a white dress holding some flowers. There's another one of her kind of a side view. I describe it as a side view. I'm not sure if you describe it as a side view for a person, but I've described it as a side view on this video on the CDs. And then another Polaroid of Taylor and Post Malone. Post Malone is kind of looking to the side and Taylor is looking at him and laughing. So you've got those lyrics to Fortnite. The next page, it's just a grey page with the lyrics to the Torture Poets Department and My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys. I will save you me reading out all of the info about who wrote what. Then you've got a black and white picture of Taylor with an off-the-shoulder kind of dress, and she's kind of like a head tilted. She's looking dramatic towards the camera. That's a dramatic photo for Down Bad. For So Long London, we've got different handwritten lyrics at the top, and it says So Long London again with that London reversed, and then a picture of Taylor with her hands on her face, looking up. She's going through it. So the lyrics on this are, I stopped trying to make him laugh, stop trying to drill the safe. So there are those handwritten lyrics on there, and the handwritten lyrics on this are in white, because obviously the background is grey, so it needs to be white to stand out. The lyrics are for Down Bad, and they are in the shape of a hexagon on this, so they are different from the first one, which is like an hourglass. And then it says, Lord knows the words we heard, just screeching tires and true love. And then another set of lyrics with dutiful daughter, all my plans were laid, tendrils tucked into a woven braid. And then a picture of Taylor with like kind of like a rose sort of big flower dress sort of thing, which looks quite nice on her shoulder, and then she's looking towards the camera dramatically. We love dramatic Taylor. Next up, we've got Fresh Out the Slammer with a close-up picture of Taylor's eyes and nose as well. We've got both of them. Then we have, for Florida, we've got Taylor and Florence. I think that's a cuter Polaroid picture of them actually posing for the photo. Taylor looks very happy to be with Florence. Then we've got a close-up of Taylor, just of like her lips and nose, with different lyrics saying, I got the same regrets, I'll bury them in Florida. So that, those lyrics are in white and on top of that picture of Taylor. Then we have Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? I can fix him, no really I can. Now interestingly enough, again, it's got those same flowers there, so it's not like different on this, which I think is interesting because the rest of it's been quite different. So it's got those same flowers in like a little border, and then you've got a full page picture of Taylor with the lyrics, if you wanted me dead, you should have just said, and the lyrics for that are in a dark grey on top of this black and white picture of Taylor, where she's kind of looking again dramatically back towards the camera. We've got that one I described as that prom kind of style picture, and she's kind of looking to the side but looking forward. And then you've got I Can Do It With a Broken Heart with some more lyrics with Taylor's eyes on one picture, and then another one of her in that black robe, which I love. The lyrics are, they said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it. And I did. So I really love them lyrics. That is a really good one. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is such a bop. Like when you listen to the lyrics, it's sad, but it's a sad bop. And Taylor has mastered the sad bop. She truly, truly has. Then we've got The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived and The Alchemy. And the handwritten lyrics on this page are, I would have died for your sins. Instead, I just died inside. And then you've got a picture of Taylor kind of leant over in the middle of these two pages. Then we will turn the page again. For Clarabelle, we've got a different set of pictures. So we've got the four pictures again, but this one, it is Taylor in this white dress. There's one of her looking towards the camera, looking to the side, kind of in a Speak Nowish pose there with her hair kind of windswept a little bit. And then one of her with like, it honestly looks like a bed sheet that she's kind of like hiding behind, but I love it. And then you've got another full page picture of Taylor there with, oh my gosh, this vinyl is coming out. I'm just going to take that out because it keeps like trying to fly out. Looking really, really gorgeous. Again, with that windswept look, it's an icon. And then you've got the summary poem by Taylor again, and it's exactly the same, but I think the picture is slightly different on this. But it is a very, very similar picture of Taylor. Again, quite a close-up of her, looking very dramatic towards the camera. I think I've skipped a page. I have skipped a page. I was thinking, that's not the end. Then we've got the Albatross. So we've got pictures of Taylor, and this is from the front cover, so with the sea behind her, looking dramatic. One of her looking at her hands, one of her looking to the sky, and then one of her kind of looking to the side. Very, very dramatic. And then we've got handwritten lyrics for the Albatross. The Albatross was written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. If you want to listen to the Albatross and you don't have the CD, vinyl or cassette, do not worry, because the Albatross and the Manuscript, the Black Dog and the Bolter are all part of the anthology, meaning you can stream them all now, which is fantastic. Now, the lyrics for this are written on grey paper rather than white in the previous, and they're written in black ink, for anyone who is curious that, and there you can see those handwritten lyrics. And then you've got that last page, which is that summary poem. Now let's go have a look at this vinyl, which really wanted me to show, really wanted me to like see it, because it kept like trying to come out. So again, we've got this file thing. Rather than it being like a cream background on this, we've got a grey, very much fitting in with the Albatross theme. So it says file name The Albatross, and then we've got a picture of Taylor there with like Sharpie on top saying Down Bad. So that's handwritten on it, and I love that picture. It is very iconic. And the lyrics on the back of this are For the Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. So it is different in each variant. So let's have a look. Now this is described as a smoky grey. Now for me, if I was to say smoky grey, I would have made it a marbled one. Just because I feel like when you see smoke, it's kind of... Hello? When you see smoke, it's kind of like, ooh, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it would have been nice if it was a marbled one. But I'm not going to complain too much. Now this definitely has kind of like a bluer tint. It looks very blue on like the camera. I'm looking on like the screen now. It's not as blue in like real life. It definitely does not look that blue. It definitely looks grey. But I would definitely say it's kind of a cool green toned grey. If I show it you up close, is it less? It genuinely looks like blue on here. It's not blue. I'm not sure why the camera's showing it like that. Oh, that's slightly better. That's more grey because that was just not blue. Because like you look at it here, it's like, this is a blue, that it's not blue. Unusual. So the inner bit on this says file name the Albatross, and it's like a dark grey inner bit rather than a cream one that was on the previous. They all have the same tracks on apart from the last one, so I'll save me reading them out again. But yes, it is a grey vinyl. I would have personally preferred it if it was a smoky kind of, you know, marbled one. I think that would be a better description of smoky grey. For me personally, I would just describe that as grey. I wouldn't describe it as smoky grey. But yeah, let me know what you think. I would just say grey. I would just say grey. It does not want to come out. The other one was like desperate to come out and this one did not want to. So on the front of this, we've got a Polaroid of Taylor in the studio. I love that picture of her. She looks so happy. File name the Albatross, and you've got those paw prints and also coffee stains on too. And on the reverse, you've got the lyrics for But Daddy I Love Him, written by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. And then let's open up the vinyl again. They are the same. I personally would have liked it if they were different, but again, I do really like them. I just think we were spoilt with Lover where there was two different ones, I think. Because if you don't know, Lover had a pink version, like a pink vinyl, and also a blue, both in the same one, which I just loved. But again, it would make it more expensive, so I understand. So again, it's not blue, it's grey. The camera is just not having it. Or maybe it's just my eyes on the camera. But, oh, there we go. Okay, that is the colour of it. It's grey. It is a grey, but it's definitely like a cool tone grey. But I think it fits very well with the Albatross theme. So you've got side D there, side C there. So the inner bits are the same. It would have been quite nice if they were different. I understand it's trying to like stay on theme, but I personally would have liked it if they were different. But overall, a very, very good vinyl. I definitely think it's worth the money, especially like the £33 from the store, £34 from the store. I think because you're getting this like book-bound jacket in the middle, and then you're getting two gorgeous LP, and it is different for each version, I definitely think that's worth it. It's nice. It's slightly thicker than your average vinyl, obviously, because it's got that bit in the middle, so I'm going to see if it'll fit in the polythene sleeves. I'm hoping it will, just so I can protect the exterior, because obviously that is very important, and then obviously the vinyl itself. And then next up, we're going to do the Black Dog. So I think this is the order that I did the CDs in, because on the posters it had like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the Black Dog was number 3. So we will do that. Even though she didn't announce them in this order, that is the order that the stickers were on the CDs. So that's the order we're doing it. So if you're seeing this and you're thinking, Rachel, oh my gosh, how did you get the anthology version on vinyl? I did not. The anthology has a very, very similar colour to the Black Dog. The difference is it is slightly different on the exterior, and it will also say anthology on it. This is the Black Dog variant. This was available. This does not have the extra tracks on it, only has the extra track of the Black Dog. That is the inner bit there. So this is a, what is it described as? Ink black vinyl discs. Now I saw a lot of people being like, oh, so it's just like a plain black pressing, but on the picture it didn't look like a plain black pressing, so I don't think it's going to just be like the normal black pressing, which I love. I love it when vinyl are colourful. I'm a big fan of colourful vinyl. Controversial, I also like picture discs. I know they don't sound great, but they look very nice. So I like it when there's like a black one, but also a picture disc as well. Because like you like the quality, but you also like the pictures too. So this is the picture of Taylor with like her hands in her hair. This is truly the going through it picture. And when she announced this last, people were like, oh, this explains like the 5 stages of grief kind of like theory as it's getting like darker and stuff. And then she kind of like played into that with those Apple Music playlists. So on the back of this, you've got a picture of Taylor kind of like hunched over a little bit, looking back with the lyrics, old habits die screaming. And this vinyl was made in Germany. Now all the vinyl, at least the ones I have, the barcode is actually on the exterior, it's on the packaging. So if you want to scan it for like Discogs or anything, it's on the packaging, so make sure you keep that if you want to keep it. And then it also says file name the Black Dog there too, just because I didn't show you that. So yeah, and I will be keeping that hype sticker again. So let's open her up very gently with these amazing cuticle cutters. I think I just got them from Boots. And I don't know, I couldn't find my scissors to open them for one video, so I decided to use them. I was like, oh, this is a revelation. Because the first time I discovered that they would work like scissors, I was trying to get a tag off clothing, and I was like, let's just try it, and it worked. So, love you, cuticle cutters. Obviously, be careful, be safe when you're opening things. Okay, let's open her up. There we go. See, doesn't it make the like process so much easier? Like, that's quite... Ooh, that was quite good for me. Okay. This is the Black Dog variant. As I said, it's kind of like matte on the outside. I think you can see the best with this one because of the black. And you can see the picture of Taylor on it is actually like shiny, whereas the outside of it isn't shiny, it's matte black. So do be careful if you've got like sweaty fingers or makeup on your fingers, because like that will like stain it slightly. So be careful. Not that I think any of you have sweaty fingers, but like I sometimes have sweaty fingers. And then on the back you can see that there. You're so beautiful. Okay, let's open her up. Okay, so it's a different bit behind as well for the Stevie Nicks one. It kind of, I can't tell what's behind it. It looks like the bed sheets that I described as bed sheets that I don't think are bed sheets, but it is very, like, you can't really tell the difference. And then the page for this, so the page that I said was like the title page of a book, this one is black. Now, for some reason, the text on this is like a grey, but it's not a light enough grey to see it very well. Now, it looks quite good on camera, but like in person, it's actually quite difficult to read depending on the lighting. So do be careful if you get this variant. So it has the Torture Poets Department logo, then it says the words, the Torture Poets Department by Taylor Swift and Republic Records, again, looking like a title page of a book. And this is the darkest variant in terms of like the colour of the vinyl itself, but also of like the cover. And inside here, the lyric booklet, it is, the pages are black. So you've got a picture of Taylor, the one that I described as like that prom one. Then you've got one of her kind of looking up with her hands on her neck. And then another picture of Taylor and Post Malone, a Polaroid one. Each picture of Taylor and Post Malone has also been different, which I think is quite interesting. So you've got that. Then you've got Down Bad, this picture of Taylor, which looks like it has the sea behind her from like the Albatross cover. And then So Long London, again with the black background, and a picture of Taylor kind of looking off to the side. The handwritten lyrics for this are, "And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it." So they are the handwritten lyrics for that. Now this version, it's quite difficult to read, I think, because of the dark black. I would say this is harder to read than the cream colour with the black text. Next up we've got But Daddy I Love Him. And interestingly enough, the Daddy I Love Him one for this is in the shape of like a diamond, which I think it's interesting that it's changed on the different variants. So for the lyrics for Down Bad are, "Growing up precious," no, it's not precious, I did this last time. "Growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all." I did the exact same thing when I was doing this, like with the CD. It's growing up precocious. So the lyrics for Down Bad are in the shape of a triangle on this. They are the lyrics on that side, and then the other side got a picture of that black lace robe with the lyrics, "I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want." So they are the lyrics on top of that, and they are in black ink, or black, like, print, but she's the handwritten, so I would say ink. Then a picture of Taylor, a close-up of her face for Fresh Out the Slammer. Then for Florida, another picture of Taylor and Florence. This looks very similar to that first one that was in the Ghosted White, and the handwritten lyrics for this are, "Tell me I'm despicable, say it's unforgivable." And that is the picture of Taylor, again, like similar to the Albatross cover with the sea behind her. Then we have a full page picture of Taylor here, again, kind of like looking, she has a shoulder facing the camera and she's kind of looking over her shoulder dramatically. I've described a lot of this photo shoot as dramatic because it is dramatic and we love her for it. For I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, we've got the same flowers here that I believe are baby breath. I'm going to say they're baby's breath. Imagine if that's not even the name of it and I've just made up a flower. But they're the same, which again is interesting. And then we've got a picture of Taylor kind of leant over, again holding flowers that very well could be baby's breath. And the lyrics are, "So tell me everything is not about me, but what if it is?" And then the is actually underlined. And then we have the lyrics for LOML, with a close-up of Taylor's kind of like neck, basically, holding a flower. And then we have I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, two pictures. One of them are of her hands with some rings on, and then one of them is a close-up of her face. The lyrics are, "I can hold my breath, I've been doing it since he left." So that is for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Then we have The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived and The Alchemy. And then at the bottom of that page are the lyrics, "Was any of it true?" And in the middle of that page is a picture of Taylor looking up. Well, I say looking up, her head is tilted up, but her eyes are closed. Clara Bow, we've got another set of pictures. The fourth set of this, so you know how it was like the black robe on the first version. This one, it looks like it was at the same time as the front cover of this one. And she's got her hands kind of like in the air and like there's close-ups. It's really cool. And then you've got a picture of her looking again, like back facing towards the camera and her face like, hello. And then we have the summary poem. The back page of this is black. It's another different picture of Taylor behind the summary poem too. I realise I have again skipped that last page. Then we've got the handwritten lyrics for the black dog. We've got a big picture of Taylor, again kind of like leant over. She's like on her, sat down, kind of leant over her knees. And then you've got some close-ups of her to the side as well. So there's 3 close-ups in her squares. And then the lyrics for the black dog. And these are on like a grey paper with black writing. And again, they're handwritten. So it seems like all of it is mainly typed up, apart from the lyrics for the bonus tracks on each of them, which is handwritten. And then let's go have a look at the actual vinyl themselves. And let me show you the vinyl inside. So this is the ink black one. It is not, I've already seen that it's not like a plain black one, which I'm excited about. You've got a picture of Taylor in the studio looking very, very happy, with Sharpie written over it saying TTPD. It's obviously file name, the black dog, and it's got the Torture Post Department logo in the middle, and it's like that file as well. And on the back, you've got handwritten lyrics for Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Okay, so I would not say that's ink black. I would say that's brown. So looking at it here, it looks very much like a normal kind of black vinyl, but honestly, it does look brown. Now, I'm not saying it looks bad. It's not like the Mahogany Midnights, as you all know. If you've seen any of my vinyl video, that vinyl, me and that vinyl had beef. But this, it's definitely brown. It's not black, it is brown. But like, it's nice, but that's brown. Like that is brown, that's not ink black. I was kind of expecting it to be more like dark grey, but that's brown. But again, I quite like it, so I'm not too fussed about it, but that's brown. And then you've got side A and side B. They are, again, it's got that same bit. The inner bit's like basically exactly the same, but it just says file name, the black dog. But it is very, very similar there. But yes, it's a brown vinyl, and that's okay. But they should have described it as like brown coffee vinyl. No, it's not brown coffee. You wouldn't say brown coffee, would you? You'd say black coffee, you wouldn't say brown coffee. But coffee's like brown as well, so maybe that's kind of the, I don't know, but all I know is that was not a black vinyl. That was not ink black. That was not what I was imagining. But I do like the name ink black, it's quite cool. So then we've got this Polaroid of Taylor. I absolutely love this. She looks like so angry, and Jack revealed that is actually a picture from when she recorded Down Bad. And then on the back, you've got the lyrics to The Alchemy, written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. And we'll open her up. Also, I love this, where it says chorus, there's like little hearts, which is so cool. So again, we've got this brown vinyl. This is not ink black, this is ink brown. Brown ink. Brown ink sounds better. Brown ink vinyl. Like, you don't often get brown ink, but that's what we've got here. But it's nice. It's a nice colour vinyl. Again, I do wish it was marbled. I know, I've complained about marbling in the past, but marbling is just so exciting. I love the marbling for the folklore. So where it's not like transparent, where it's like still kind of opaque, but then it's like marbled. So that you can only really see the marbling when you hold it up to the sun, but you still know it's marbled. Whereas this one I'm looking and I can't see through it at all. Not that I could see through it when it's marbled, but you know what I mean? You can't see the like, woo woo. So yeah, that is my only complaint, is that it's not marbled. And that it's brown. So there's 2 complaints. That was a lie, it wasn't my only complaint. I have 2 complaints. I'm not mad that it's brown, but like, it's not ink black. I'm just gonna say it's not ink black, but I do still like it. I do still like it, but it definitely doesn't completely match like the cover of this. But like, it's still nice. It's still pretty. I still like this variant. I love the cover of this variant. It definitely makes sense that she used this picture as well for the cover of the anthology. I personally probably would have preferred it if it was a slightly different picture, but it is still really, really gorgeous, so I do like it. So I'll allow her this time. This time she's allowed. But yes, this is the Black Dog. This is not the anthology, so you're not getting any of those anthology tracks on here. You're just getting the Black Dog. We have the Bolter. So the Bolter, this is another vinyl made in Germany. Now this one I would describe as more of like a beige. It does say that this is a Parchment beige colour vinyl, but like when you're looking at the hype sticker on this, that looks like it's going to be a grey vinyl, and I don't think this is grey. I would say it's more of like, or if it was grey, it was like a warm grey, I think we would describe the Bolter cover as, and I do really like the Bolter. And then on the back of this, you've got the lyrics, "You don't get to tell me about sad," and again, that made in Germany, and that barcode, and let's open her up. So yeah, this is 2 Parchment beige. Is this, now, I don't have any beige parchment at home personally. I've got some white paper, but I don't have beige parchment. So I can't tell you what beige parchment actually looks like, so I can't confirm whether or not this is beige parchment, but we will say what it is, what I think it is. So let's open her up, and we're going to keep that hype sticker as I said, so we can put it on a polythene sleeve. We'll try open up. Be careful when you're taking like vinyl, like this, like shrink wrap off vinyl, especially around these corners, because like if you don't take it off correctly, it can damage those little corners, because those corners are fragile. So open her up. Ooh. Can you tell? I've got to the like, I've just done so many recordings, like vinyl unboxings. It's gotten to me. It's gotten to me. That is the gorgeous. Oh, the sun is like the most annoying position. So let's move slightly, and then we open her up. Then you've got this gorgeous picture of the gorgeous Stevie Nicks poem there, and then you've got Torture Poets Department, the logo, then the words Torture Poets Department by Taylor Swift, Republic Records 2024. We've got the drill by now, and it's kind of like a warm grey, I would say. It's different from the grey in the Albatross. That's a cool grey. This is a warm toned grey is what I would personally describe it as. So this first one, we've got the lyrics to Fortnite. We've got another picture of Taylor and Post Malone. Again, it is a different picture. It's another Polaroid of them, again looking at the camera. You've got a picture of Taylor looking over her shoulder and then one of her looking down. Then you've got obviously the other lyrics there for the Torture Poets Department and My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys. I'm so sorry, I tried to record this when it's been sunny and now I've been done dirty by the sun. Then we have the lyrics to Down Bad. We've got a picture of Taylor kind of similar to the Black Dog cover with a black background and Taylor with her hands kind of like in her hair. Well, one hand is in her hair, the other hand is down. Then we've got So Long London, a close-up of Taylor in the middle of those, the title, with the handwritten lyrics there. So the handwritten lyrics are, "You swore that you loved me, but where were the clues?" So that's the handwritten lyrics for So Long London in this variant. Now, some people don't like So Long London as a track 5, but I think it is so heartbreaking. When I listened to the album for the first time, that is the only one I cried at. So I think it is very worthy of track 5. Then for But Daddy, I Love Him, you've got the lyrics in a circle, which again, I think is interesting. Why are they in different shapes? That's what I want to know. And then handwritten lyrics, "Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer." So they're the handwritten lyrics on But Daddy, I Love Him there. On the next page with a picture of Taylor, you've got more handwritten lyrics. "I'll tell you something right now. You ain't gotta pray for me and my wild boy and all of this wild joy." So you've got those there written in white ink on both sides because it's like got the grey kind of like background. Close with Taylor for Fresh Out the Slammer, kind of looking down. Then we have I think there's only 2 Polaroids of Taylor and Florence. I think this is the same as the Albatross where they're looking towards the camera, and then the one that was in the Black Dog and the Manuscript, that's one of Florence closest to the camera with Taylor in the back. Whereas with Post Malone, it feels like there's 4 different ones. And then you've got the lyrics, "Love left me like this, and I don't want to exist, so take me to Florida," on top of a picture of Taylor. And then the next page, we've got this picture of Taylor with an off-the-shoulder dress, with her hair kind of like tied at the very bottom, for Guilty as Sin. And we turn the page again, and we've got I Can Fix Him No Really I Can with that baby's breath again. And then a picture of Taylor with a black background, a close-up of her, like the side of her. And lyrics, "I am what I am because you trained me." So they are the handwritten lyrics on that. Then we have LOML, a picture of Taylor with a black background and the dress that's kind of fallen off her shoulder so you can see like her back. And then 4, I Could Do It With a Broken Heart. There's no lyric on one of the pictures of Taylor, which is Taylor holding like dead flowers, but on the close-up of Taylor there is, that says, "I can pass this test." I think that's interesting that there's only lyrics on one side of that. That's interesting to me. Okay. And then next we've got The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived and The Alchemy, and it's Taylor in the black robe with handwritten lyrics, "And in plain sight you hid, but you are what you did," and the word "did" is underlined. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived is probably the most scathing song she's ever written. It is absolutely savage, and I mean good for her. Then we've got Clara Bow. The 4 pictures for this are like the prom style pictures on that page, and then a full size picture of Taylor there. Looking so gorgeous. And then we have the lyrics to The Bolter, which is obviously the bonus track. So you've got pictures of Taylor with that white dress on holding a flower, and then 3 pictures of Taylor like in square shapes next to that, and then the Black Dog lyrics, and they're all handwritten. And then last but not least, we have the summary poem. The It's in white on this page, and it's got like a dark grey background, and then again another different close-up of Taylor. So each of them have different close-ups of Taylor actually on the summary poem page. Then for the actual vinyl, we have 2 pictures of Taylor on here. So you've got another one of her in the picture in a square Polaroid, and then another one down there with the lyrics down bad. She's like on her phone in that one, and you can see those little paw prints, they're so faint. And then the lyrics on this one for the first disc is for the Tortured Poets department. There, and let's have a look. Is this okay, yeah, this is Parchment Beige. You know, it's not, ooh, it looks like the In the Trees variant. It looks like the Folklore In the Trees variant. That is the colour I'm getting. It's a nice colour. It's almost like a pink tint to it. So obviously I like it because I'm a pink girly. So I really, really like it. Avoiding the sun. But it's not marbled. So again, I think it would have been really nice if it was like those Folklore variants that were like marbled. Let me show you the difference between this and like the cover as well. So you can see kind of like the colour difference. So it's definitely not like the cover. The cover's like a warm colour, but that one's got more of a pink tint to it. And then the inner bit is the same as like the cover, so it just says like file name The Bolter on that. So honestly, I really like the vinyl itself. The colour's beautiful, but I definitely think it's slightly different than what you were kind of expecting. It also is definitely, it's nothing like that hype sticker. That hype sticker is grey. It is not like a pinky sort of vinyl, whereas this is definitely a pinky sort of vinyl, and it's probably my favourite of all of them, I think. Because again, it's a pinky colour. So then we have handwritten lyrics on both of these. So you've got the handwritten lyrics. Oh, it's because Florida's so long. So you've got Florida, Fleet Forest, the Machine, and you must have Taylor's handwriting, and then also Florence's handwriting as well, because there's some slightly different handwriting. So that makes sense. So yeah, both sides of this are Florida lyrics. You've also got a skull and crossbone drawing there. But yeah, really, really nice. And let's have another look at this one. And yeah, same kind of colour with that like, sort of pinky tint to it. It is really nice. It is basically like the In the Trees variant is how I describe it, but not marbled, and also like with more of a pink tint to it. But for me personally, I love this. I think it is a really, really gorgeous colour, and I think it is my favourite of all the variants, because I have already unboxed the Phantom Clear I have already unboxed, but I'm gonna like show it you all today as well. I've done a full video on it, but I want to put them all in one video as well, so I'll be showing you on this video too. So yes, that is the Bolter. I think out of all of them, I definitely thought that was my favourite cover. Even before like the vinyl had come out, we'd seen all the covers. That was my favourite one of all of them. I love the colours of it. I love the picture of Taylor on it. So yeah, it's definitely my favourite of the covers, and I think it's probably also my favourite of the actual vinyl colour too. So yeah, this is probably my favourite, I've decided. The Bolter is my favourite. For anyone who was curious, is this one. Okay, last but not least, let's get to the final one, the Phantom Clear, which is the Target Special. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Tortured Poets department, the Manuscript version, but this is the Target exclusive. Now I did a full video of this basically on release day, because this is the one that I didn't get from the online store. So what I like to do with Taylor vinyl is, because I do vinyl collect, obviously as you can see behind me, but I always like to leave one that I don't get, so then I can do like, I can go to the store on release day, because there's nothing I love more than going to a Taylor store, like a Taylor store, well, are all music stores are Taylor stores, but I love going to like HMV or whatever basically on release day to get myself the CD or vinyl, basically anything like that, because one, I make sure I get it on the day and I can take my cute little like album selfies, but also I can then make an unboxing video on the day too. So I did this unboxing then, if you want to check that out. I did a full detailed one. This one I'm only going to show you the LP inside, because it is the same as the Manuscript one, which I've already showed you, but this is the Phantom Clear. So in the US, this is the Target exclusive one, so it's like the Midnight's Lavender edition and the Speak Now Lilac and the 1989 Tangerine. It's like one of those, but there's no like extra track apart from the Manuscript. And this is what it looks like. So this gorgeous clear vinyl is so beautiful. If you like clear vinyl, like the Lake 7-inch, then you'll love this, because obviously it's a transparent one. Now obviously it's not completely transparent here because of the grooves, but that is because literally you want it to be able to play the music, so that's why the grooves are like there. Everything else about this version is exactly the same. All the songs are the same, it's just the colour of the vinyl. But it is so, so beautiful. I do really, really like this. It's a really gorgeous, like, I want to say colour, but obviously it's not really a colour, because it is it's clear. But the sleeve it comes in, again, it's the same. So it's got those Fortnite lyrics, Feet Post Malone on one side, and then it's got the like file with the picture of Taylor saying the Torture Pose Department on the other. And then obviously the book inside is the same. And then we've got the second LP. So again, they are the exact same, but I do really like this. I think this version is so beautiful. I love the clear. I definitely think this one's interesting because it is the only one that is transparent. The rest of them are all completely opaque, whereas this one is transparent. Now, as I said, I would have really liked it if there were marble ones in this collection. I think marbling would have looked great on this, simply because I kind of feel like it fits with the book aesthetic. It fits with the book aesthetic, maybe. I think especially with the smoky grey one, I think at least that one should have been marble, because I think it kind of makes sense to have like a smoky colour be like marbled. But yeah, this is a really, really gorgeous version. It's definitely not my favourite in the collection. I think my favourite definitely is that Bolter one. I love the Parchment beige colour. Again, I do think it's pink. I don't think the colour descriptions are the most accurate in terms of like what they look like, obviously with the ink back being brown, but I do still think they're really, really gorgeous. Now, I didn't start the video with this, and usually I do, but basically you are still a Taylor Swift fan if you don't buy all the vinyl variants. I personally vinyl collect, and I obviously also make the videos on them to show you too. So like it makes sense for me to get them all because like I like to show you all them and I like to yap about Taylor Swift vinyl and stuff. You do not have to get them to be considered a true fan. Please do not feel like you have to do that. Basically, one of the main reasons why I make this video is to show you all the different versions, to give you like insight of what it looks like inside and stuff like that you don't see on the website, so then you can make an informed decision on which version you want, because you don't need 4 copies or 5 copies of the same album if you don't want to. Again, I do just vinyl collect. These aren't really going to be rare, I don't think. I think it's going to be the same kind of rarity as the Midnight's editions, because again, they are in like the shops and stuff, so I don't think these are like the folklore variants, which obviously are quite rare. I think it is going to be like the Midnight's ones where you can still get them in shops, so don't feel like you have to get them all at once. Obviously with like the collector CDs, they were limited edition, I think. I don't think they'll come back to the store. I could be completely wrong, like they may come back to the store and oh well, but yeah, I think these ones will be fine, so don't feel like you have to buy them all at once. Like you could buy them over a period of time, because obviously we've seen the Midnights, they have stayed in stores. You can find them in most stores, at least in the UK. If you go into HMV, they pretty much have all the variants. But yeah, I hope you've liked this video. I hope it's taught you a bit about the vinyl if you were curious about buying any of them. I think I've shown you pretty much everything, but if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much to everyone who requested this video and wanted to see it. When like the album came out, people were like, where's the vinyl video? It is here. And I'm really glad that people, it makes me really want to do them, because usually I don't like film things really after work, so I'm like shattered from work, but because of so many people wanting this, I wanted to get it out as quick as possible. So yeah, I really hope you've liked this video. I hope it's taught you everything you needed to know about the Torture Pose Department vinyl. If you did like this video, please make sure to like, and if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. It would mean the absolute world. I do lots of Taylor Swift unboxings. There'll also be a cassette unboxing too. I don't know which one will go out first, we'll see, but yeah. Also check out the Torture Pose Department playlist as well, where I unbox the collector CDs and the normal CDs, as well as like my Torture Pose Department predictions, and there will soon be a reaction video. I've not edited it, but I can confirm I recorded it. So yeah, I hope you've liked this video. Again, any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, it means the absolute world to me, and yeah, as always, have a great day.